The following is a fan-made reading of extra material from the web serial Pale by J.C. McCrae. Please note that the original extra material contains visual content which I will try to transcribe to audio form. However, as there is no official transcription, I will only be able to do my best. If you'd like to view the original material, please go to palewebserial.wordpress.com. If you'd like to support the author, please go to patreon.com/wildbow. This extra material was originally published after chapter 3.7 and contains spoilers for that chapter. 3.7 spoilers: confiscated items. Breeze Retropunk practice stuff. On the left, there's a drawing of a Walkman. On the right, a description. Wicked Walkman. Belonged to a girl I used to know. Plug in a cassette, hit the yellow button. Not a magic thing, but it's housed enough cassettes and other mysterious stuff it's taken on a certain resilience. On the right, we see two golden cassettes appearing to mirror each other. The upper one has the title A. Crying Cold Tears. The lower one has the title B. Lee's Last Workout. On the left, a description. Gold cassette. If real men aren't afraid to cry, he might be the manliest man. A knight of sorts in denim hot pants instead of shining armor. This is a copy of the original, so expect some corruption. He should buy you time or give your enemies a few solid punches. Then, another note with another description. Gold cassette B-side. Bessie Lee's Last Workout tape. It's a song recording off a tape, so the quality is not all there, but Bessie Lee is quality enough to make up for it. Most ghosts are miserable, but she'll cheer you on and help you with your cardio. On the left side, we see an orange tape with the title A. Ouchie Wawa. On the right, a description. Cassette. Ouchie Wawa. This is the original, so it would be swell if you didn't lose it. When you hit that yellow button, you might think it's broken. It's not. It takes a little while to start, but when it does, all hell breaks loose. The band struggled so hard to record this track. Blood, sweat, tears, and even fratricide. Never did figure out why it went that way. Left a whole bunch of ghosts behind and no explanations. We looked for the complete set of ghosts and didn't find them. Did find the music though. If it looks like they're doing anything complicated, give it a play. It'll make your life harder, but it'll do the same for them. Next page. On the left, we see some sort of joystick. On the right, a description. Jammer. Any beginner technomancer is going to be making one of these. My teacher had me on the task in my first week. It's the kind of thing you use when the ghost in the machine starts howling a little too loud or the gremlins flip a positive charge to a negative. If there's moving parts and a power source, it should jam it up some. I keep mine around because it's useful in a pinch, as you saw with the gunman last night. I don't want to be a pain about this, but even though this is my spare, if you break or lose it, I'm going to want you to find a replacement. A nice big button that survived a crashed elevator or plane when little else did. Not so easy, trust me. Then on the right, a drawing of sunglasses with a pink-yellow transparent lens. Below it, a description. Sunset Specs. Owned by a pretty hip guitarist. He only took them off to sleep. They've picked up a few things in their time on the road. a little moody and a teeny bit cursed. Keep music playing to keep the specs happy, and they'll reward you with a gnarly headache and the light show that lets you know the ambient mood. On the left, we see an old keyboard with a rainbow drawing on the top left part of it. On the right, a description. Grungy keyboard. Another big red escape button. When dealing with some magic stuff, sometimes you need ugly to deal with ugly. We know there are goblins in town, so when those little blighters show up, grab this nasty piece of work and smash the most expensive thing you can get to before the goblins can get to you. There's also a chance that if the devouring song kids show up, the gremlins that this thing will bring running can deal with them. A small chance. They've got some techie know-how to how they're put together if they're using the internet, and gremlins wreck tech. The gremlins will give you a hard time, but not so hard as our Kenneth foes will. Page 3. On the left, we see some sort of key. On the right, a description. Enter key. A failed project. Was a way to open doors and passages, but I got greedy and tried to tune it to the digital landscapes. The good? It'll carry you to someplace distant. The bad? There's a lot of bad. You use it by sticking it in a light socket. It will do pretty much exactly what you expected. You stick something metal in a light socket, then technology will sort of fritz around you for the next week or so. You'll have electric spirits sparking through your head, yada yada. If you aren't dead from the whole electrocution thing. Also works as a crummy taser. Wear the gloves I gave you while using. On the right, we see some sort of card with a punch hole in it and a drawing of a centipede on it. On the left, a description. Computer bug. If you get to a computer and it's an old-fashioned one with a disk drive or CD drive, then stick this in. Ignore the ick factor. If you can find a computer or something that's related to the devouring song, then this might get us in. It will do the work for you, dredging stuff up. Then we have another note with no item near it. A final few notes. You insisted on doing this, and this is all I can give without giving up so much that my teacher gets mad at me. Temporary and spare stuff. Whatever else is going on here, I think they're fair. Make me your call to the lawyer, and if I can't do anything for you, I'll call Ray, or I'll call friends. I really do think you'll be okay. If you get into a pinch, surrender or run. Most of the stuff I gave you is for buying time or helping you run. These guys... I don't know if you got it last night, but this isn't like eating a rabid dog or 49 body parts. As terrible as the ritual of the devouring song is, it's kind of fair. If these guys can foil the likes of Ray, Alexander, Mrs. Durocher, and everyone else, these guys are out of your weight class. This has been a fan-made reading of extra material from the web serial Pale by J.C. McCrae. I once again recommend you go to the original website, palewebserial.wordpress.com, considering this extra material had some visual content that I had to try to describe. If you'd like to donate to the author, please go to patreon.com/wildbow. If you'd like to help us with this project, feel free to contact either me, TheItayBM, or NumberWangMan on Reddit. Thank you, and I hope you've enjoyed.